Here we go. Welcome into the show. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report right here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. and on the docket for today, important injury news going on the Niners sideline and Cowboys sideline. San Francisco making a couple of roster moves. And then lastly, is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? All of that coming your way. First, though, today's show is sponsored by True Classic. You can get 25% off when you use the promo code ChatSports25. You've seen me wear their regular t-shirts. Today I'm wearing one of their polos, which has that athletic wear, and you can spice up your wardrobe now that fall is here with True Classic. Fall is here. That means one thing. It's time to break out my favorite jeans, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all from True Classic. And with football season in full swing, there's nothing better than watching my favorite teams in these ultra-comfortable, perfect-fitting essentials. Everything they make is crafted with premium fabrics to help you look and feel great anytime, anywhere. Okay, so let's talk about these shirts for a moment. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're amazing. True Classic completely re-engineered how t-shirts and polos fit, creating a looser fit in the gut, tighter around your arms and shoulders to bring out your best features. And the fabric looks and feels like butter, making it very comfortable with that base layer on chilly days. Trust me, you're going to get a lot of compliments when you wear True Classic. The best part is that this is a truly premium product offered at an affordable price. So if you're ready to make the easiest fall upgrade, shop right now at trueclassic.com/chatsports25. Use the promo code ChatSports25 for that deal to apply. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. You know my motto, look good, feel good. I'm able to do that with True Classic. So obviously a lot to get to here on the show today, and I appreciate all of you for being here with us. We're going to start with an injury update on Deebo Samuel because going into this game against Dallas on Sunday Night Football, according to Ian Rapoport of NFL Network, he is still not operating at peak health. He is still less than 100%. Here is the exact report from Rap Sheet. I'd say that Samuel was pretty limited last week. He did play, had a couple of carries, no catches while he dealt with the knee injury. And while he dealt with the rib injury, he was on the injury report and the rib injury went away. So clearly, that has gotten better to a point where he did not need to be listed. Still limited with that knee injury, though, this week. And for Deebo Samuel, I would expect his participation to ramp up. I don't get a sense that his status for Sunday is in doubt, just clearly going to have to manage that knee injury all throughout the week. We know that Deebo, loves playing against the Dallas Cowboys, and he's had some iconic moments against that organization. And last week against Arizona, you could tell that he was banged up with the way that he moved, with the way that he played, especially when you compare how he was moving against Arizona with how he balled out the week before. Deebo did not have a target against the Cardinals after having 7, 8, and 12 in the previous 3 weeks. He popped off against the New York Giants, was hurt against last week, I should say, and that's why Brandon Ayuk was able to go off in his spot. Keys to attacking Dallas, whether Deebo is healthy or not, this is really what I think this football game comes down to, and I know that Kyle Shanahan and this coaching staff have been honing in on some of the points here to my right. For San Francisco, obviously have to keep Micah Parsons under control. This is a player that can wreck the game just by himself as a stand-up edge rusher because that's primarily what he's doing. He already has 4 sacks this year with a bevy of quarterback hits, quarterback pressures. He's also faced some of the most double teams among all edge rushers in the NFL, as we're going to show you here in a little bit. And then outside of Micah Parsons, who I guarantee you is going to be lined up against Colton McKivitz a lot, San Francisco has to work off the momentum of how the offensive line played against the Cardinals. Against Arizona in Week 4, San Francisco in the trenches only gave up a total of 3 quarterback pressures. That's great progress from what they did in the previous weeks to start the year, but the rest of that Cowboys defensive line outside of Parsons is a very good team. I also want to see the Niners, through the air, test out the Cowboys corners with Deebo. Hopefully he's close to 100%, as well as Brandon Ayuk. And on top of that, I want to see Deebo and Ayuk physically overpower those Cowboys corners. They're, of course, without Trayvon Diggs, who's out for the rest of the year after he tore his ACL about a week and a half ago up to this point. But how many times have we seen Deebo run over a DB? And then they shy away from making a tackle. Ayuk doing the same thing, whether he's running him over or making a miss with that pull-away speed to get away and take it to the end zone. When that happens over and over and over again, that just leads to more yak for the Yak Kings on a team that has a bunch of Yak Kings. The pre-snap motion for this Niners offense, that allows you to get some really good looks. This is a Cowboys defense that is terrific, and you want every advantage possible. You have to send Kyle Juszczyk in motion, do that. Deebo, Ayuk, Kittle. You get that motion. You're able to identify whether it's man if a man follows him, or if they're in that zone defense, or you get creative with some of those wrinkles of getting Deebo Samuel on the move, which allows him to seamlessly get into that route. That's what I want to see. Find every advantage possible against a Cowboys team that's giving up only 10 points per game. And then for Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, keep doing what you've been doing for a really long time since Purdy became starter, since CMC was brought in via that trade with the Panthers. Keep balling, because that has been a great 1-2 punch that has not lost a regular season game in which they started together. You look at how this Niners offense stacks up against this Cowboys defense. This is truly a battle between two of the top offensive and defensive teams in the National Football League. The Niners have scored at least 30 points in every game this season. That's number 4 in the NFL as far as their points per game goes at 31.3. The Cowboys, though, surrendering just 10.3 points per outing. That is number 1 in the NFL. If San Francisco goes out there at Levi's Stadium on Sunday and they drop another 30-burger and Brock Purdy plays well, that right there is going to be a statement. So from Deebo Samuel to Micah Parsons, we have an injury update on him because in the Cowboys win last week against the New England Patriots, in which they ran away from New England in that game at AT&T Stadium in Jerry World, Parsons did get banged up. But he provided an update that he's feeling pretty good going into what could be the most hyped regular season game on the 2023 NFL calendar. Parsons, on how he's feeling today, this one coming from John Machota, because the ankle and knee definitely affected him last Sunday. Parsons said it was definitely a banged-up game, but honestly, after getting my treatments, doing the extra work that I need to do to get prepared for this game, I feel really great, and I feel high-spirited right now. Also of note is that the Cowboys could have all 5 of their offensive line starters for the first time on the field together since the divisional round against the Niners last year. ESPN pass rush win rate. This goes to show you how good of a player Parsons has been, and you don't see Nick Bosa on this list. Micah Parsons winning at a 36% clip. That's great. Ahead of Boye Mafe, Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, Bryce Huff. Where you do see Nick Bosa is on the ESPN double team rates. Bosa has been double teamed the most times among all edge rushers in the NFL. There, he's at 33%. He's still one of the highest graded players according to Pro Football Focus. Micah Parsons behind him at 29, followed by Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt. This game on Sunday night featuring the reigning Defensive Player of the Year against Parsons, who right now is the leader to win Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. If you love to watch edge rushers, this is the game for you. And we hope that you watch it with us right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Going live for another watch party. We'll have another pregame show once the game gets underway. Live audience interaction, live play-by-play, super chat giveaways. It'll be the best place to experience the game outside of being at Levi's Stadium. And we hope that during our watch party, we can continue that pursuit of 100,000 subscribers. Let's get to 93K on Sunday. Niners making a couple of roster moves. Let's hit that next here on the show. San Francisco signing Ilm Manning and Jeremy McNichols to the practice squad. Surprisingly, San Francisco releasing backup fullback Jack Colletto as well as Marlon Davidson. Jack Colletto, this is a surprise because a lot of people thought that he was going to be the heir apparent to Kyle Juszczyk. I'm not sure if this is a move to let him go, free up a practice squad spot to then bring back Colletto a little bit later. Marlon Davidson, not a bad backup defensive tackle by any means, but Colletto, the big name there, the big addition coming back to this roster is our son that we talked about in the preseason. I know Brad from SF Niners was all over Ilm Manning as well. He played really good football in the preseason. Signed with the Niners as a UDFA out of Hawaii. And in the preseason, he played left tackle. He held it down, protecting the quarterback's blind side. Whoever was on the field playing quarterback for the Niners during the preseason, many, including San Francisco as an organization, do project him to play guard because his arms are a little bit shorter. He actually got poached off the Niners practice squad after he did not make the Niners' initial 53-man roster, goes to Arizona, was signed to their active roster, then let go. He had opportunities to go somewhere else, comes back to the team that found him as a diamond in the rough prospect, and hopefully his development can continue on this Niners offense. It's Dallas week, and if you're ready to beat the Cowboys again, because San Francisco has ended the Cowboys season each of the last 2 years in the playoffs, Jimmy Garoppolo in 2021, Brock Purdy in 2022, I want you to type F Dallas down in the chat. Speaking of Brock Purdy, spent a few moments talking about him to round out the show because this is a great debate going on among the faithful right now. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Kyle Shanahan was asked if he is, and he said that that's pretty disrespectful. But a lot of people think that Brock Purdy is a product of his offensive system. So I want y'all to kind of sit back, and I want you to pose this question to yourself one more time. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Earth-shattering news in 2023, two things can be true at the same exact time. Brock Purdy is playing really good football in 2023, piggybacking off of what he accomplished in 2022, in which he did not lose a game that he started and finished after replacing Jimmy Garoppolo. At the same time, Kyle Shanahan does have a quarterback-friendly system because he's able to scheme open wide receivers, which allows an easy read for the quarterback for the pitch and catch. The 49ers also have explosive weaponry on that offense with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle. But as the quarterback of this team, you need to still facilitate the rock and deliver the football. And while Kyle Shanahan is a great play designer and a great play caller, one of the best in the NFL, Purdy still has to have the level of anticipation that he's been able to display, the pocket feel and pocket mobility. The improvisational plays have nothing to do with Kyle Shanahan's system. Brock Purdy still has to process and be accurate, and he's been able to check all of those boxes off. So for me, Brock Purdy is a legit quarterback. He's not just a byproduct of Kyle Shanahan's system. And here's what Kyle Shanahan had to say about that. He said, that's pretty ridiculous. You just got to watch the tape. He plays at a high level every time he's been out there, and he's done it in a lot of different situations versus a lot of different defenses. On the road, at home, playoff games, when injured, you can't do all that stuff. He's been out there too long. It is on tape. So I've shared my opinions. What are your opinions on this? Is Purdy a system quarterback? I think a lot of people who have been saying this just don't like the Niners. Y for yes, N for no. Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and supporting the show.